Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Expanse reaction. This is Haarute Live, and my name is Matt. Um, we've only had Anna for one episode, but if anything happened to her, I would kill everyone in this house and then myself. So that's where we're at. And I say that knowing full well that this show is not to be trusted, and that might change 10 minutes from now. But we'll see. So anyway, last time on The Expanse, we had a really good episode. I'm actually very excited. I'm like the most excited I've ever been with this one because I don't know if the most excited I've ever been. Like I was pretty excited at the end of like episode 8 of season 1. That was really good. But like I want to know what are we gonna do here because the Pinus con Torta crew just met with the Passerella and Bobby and Gunny. So I'm assuming Christian's gonna survive and they're gonna question her or whatever, or Gunny, I guess, suppose is gonna relay information. But those two sides of the story that we've been watching fucking merge. Like finally they merge, and they know a lot of information, and they can like give it to Fred Johnson or something. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, there we go. We have that. We're probably gonna take them with us to Io because we need to go to Io because that's what we wanted to do before this signal came through. So we're probably gonna try and do that. So that's what's happening on that side of the story, and it was great. And there was a battle, and it was just great. Then we got introduced to what might be the best character in the show, which is Anna. And I'm not sure if it's Anna with one N or with two, but I doesn't matter. So she was a doctor, or is supposed is a doctor because the knowledge just doesn't leave your brain. But more than anything, she's a pastor. She runs a church. She has a clinic. She helps people. She helps people like that. That's the main thing. That was a really good introduction in when she helped the protester dude, and she used her quote unquote like power or influence in order to make sure that the cops helped the protester dude. We got hints towards a past where she was also like a freedom fighter, just like or doing protests or whatever that was, and she was also someone very smart and maybe very eloquent or charismatic that was able to give speeches or write speeches for people. But she also has said that she has also had her share of guilt of whatever happened there in the past. So okay, a lot of things introduced for this character, sure. But the thing is that everything that comes out of her mouth is like, you are wonderful. Like, I love everything that they're doing with this character, and she's just good. Like, I got like I'm not gonna look it up, but I got like a comment on my Patreon of someone that was like, yeah, when this character got introduced, I was so fucking surprised to see like such a like good character in this show. And I was like, yeah, me too, which is why I'm worried. Characters in the show are usually gray at best, right? Gray at best, and often just fucked. This character, I'm not saying she has not done bad stuff in the past. It appears that she has, even if unwillingly, but she has had a share of blame towards things. But it looks like this is like the only character in the show besides Prax, because Prax is awesome, and maybe Alex. Those are the three characters that I look at and I'm like, you're really cool. You're like such a nice person. And those are also my three favorite characters because of this, right? But like Anna is the one that so I think I said it during the discussion in the previous episode, but like if we grab Prax is like such a nice guy, but he's also like timid or like he doesn't like this conflict. He's not a part of any of this. He's just like he was just a fucking botanist. He was just chilling, taking care of his plants, and then the universe just fucking fell apart around him, and now he's just been dragged into all of this, and he's like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what to do. Right? This woman, Anna, she is so it seems that she is someone that has had a background doing some degree of fighting, not physical fighting, but like fighting for a cause. Or maybe she believes in things that she decides to maybe take some kind of action. And I even theorized that maybe that's the reason why, because she got involved into things that were maybe not too cool, and then when she realized that, she decided to just leave, disappear, and then she founded a church, maybe became religious even because of it. She founded a church and then the clinic and all that stuff, and it's like, maybe that's why she went that direction instead of focusing on being a doctor, for some kind of redemption, or some kind of like, I want to feel better about myself because I have this guilt on me, which would make for an even greater character. So I'm hoping they go that direction. But like, Anna seems to be a very, very nice person with very nice morals, defined morals, and but she also doesn't seem to be kind of a pushover. In fact, she's not, because there was scenes where she was in the room with all of these like politicians and whatever, and they kept like making fun of things or making like random offhand comments that maybe diminish struggles of different groups or of different things, or just like separate us between us and them, or whatever the fuck. Like, they made a fun of Belters, they were shit talking Martians, they were just talking about the war and whatever, from like a very like detached aspect of it. And she was like the only person that was like, she was smiling the whole way through, but it was like a very cynical smile. It was like, that's still a war crime, right? Right, like that. And that was amazing. And she just called them out on their bullshit like every step of the way. And that's what made me love her so much. I mean, I was already like that, but at that point, it just kept getting cemented. So this character, I believe, had like the best introduction I've seen of a character within a single episode I've seen in ever. It's just like, it's like across like many shows that I can think of, like she's just had it the best up until this point. That is also why I'm worried. I said this before. Shows have done this to me before, where a character gets introduced and I'm like, this character is just the best character, and then they die or something bad happens to them, and I'm like, well, that's why they were. That's why they were the best character, because the writer wanted you to feel like they were the best character and love them, and then they just fucked up stuff happen. So that's why I'm worried immediately. Like, the one example I kept thinking to is like, do I want to say what show it is? Fuck it. I'm not gonna say the character. I'm just gonna say a show, and it's a show called Ruby. It's from Rooster Teeth. It's an animation show, and I watched it years ago. I'm not even caught up with it. I might at some point later, but I remember I heard the name of a character in the context of them dying, and then I watched the show. And as I was watching the show, I got introduced to this character. And I was like, oh, this character seems really good. This character seems really nice. I really like this character, actually. This might be my favorite character. And then they said what the name of that character was. And I was like, all right. So you're the one that's going to die. Cool. And that gave me like the clearest view into, oh, the reason why you're like this is because they want you to be like this. So then you get to die. Gotcha. And that was the first moment where I got it, and I got it so clear. And since then, I'm always looking out for the character that is marked for death. And that has happened multiple times at this point. And that's how I feel about Anna so far. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But it might. And it might not even happen immediately. It might be like novels down the line. But it might happen, and I'm worried. But I want to know what's going to happen with this speech she has to write, whatever that sort of the story is going to be. And I'm also very interested in whatever the fuck the conversation is going to be between the Rosie crew and Abazarala and Gunny. So, yeah, let's just go. Without further ado, let's just go into this episode. So, The Expanse, Season 3, Episode 3. Let's go. She's just free to roam around.
So you know
MCRM.
precisely.
Oh, the tag that they kind of mess with, right?
Who to face the Martian flag on the
Amos
bulkhead?
did.
As few as possible.
I updated it.
You think that's funny?
Maybe not now.
Hey, whoa. Let's start everything off on the right foot, shall we?
I did a rotation on the Donager. The ship is detached and it's more mine than yours.
Punch a panel all you like. You're locked out of our systems.
You think I need my armor to take this ship?
Be interesting to find out.
Not for you.
Hold on.
Okay, chill.
Madame Avasarala has information that could help stop this war. You can't just drag her
Then
to Io
take
in
your
the midst
ship
of it.
and leave. No one's keeping you here.
We target practice in that thing. It's defenseless. The comms are locked out.
We'll
There's no way
fix your
we're gonna...
comms. After that, we don't owe you anything.
Okay. So this is what we're doing. Hopefully it won't just be that, but...
If they don't use the ship, then you should take it and go. Go to Tycho. Do what you have to do.
Like, we don't give a shit about this war, but they do. Because it kind of matters, because people are dying. But we're kind of focusing on Praxis' daughter right now.
Intel says 5, and confidence is high. If we can find the other 3, then we can use a planetary railguns to simultaneously destroy them all before launch.
A preemptive strike.
Yes.
It would have to be perfect. If it's not, Mars would retaliate immediately. With justification, millions of lives would be at risk. Find the other platforms. I'll give you my decision then.
Okay, can you show me Anna, please? Oh, these two got away. Yeah, I forgot about you two.
So you and Agatha King.
The flagship of the Jupiter fleet.
How many survivors?
Unknown. They must have lost comms. We pinged their dispatch.
Oh, this gonna
feed,
become
but the
characters
data
too?
on the answer back was minimal. No manifest, no crew list, nothing.
Any survivors on the dropship ought to be considered prisoners and taken to the brig immediately. No one is to speak to them until I get there. That's an order.
We just have to get our story straight. We could say that we're the only ones survived, that no one else got off the ship. We could say that I wasn't trying to help them, or you, or whatever you want me to say. What do you want me to say?
Theo! Relax. It's gonna be okay.
Sorry, Theo. I'm really sorry.
It's just gonna kill him? Because it's a more plausible, it's a more credible story to just say, oh yeah, I took out this guy and got in here with his Haarute or whatever.
It's good the children get to play together.
Oh, absolutely. It keeps their cortisol levels low, which enhances protomolecule uptake.
God damn it. Julie. Are you gonna have a shred of humanity for like once, motherfucker? It would be some shit if he actually formed. Oh, we're finally taking those stitches out.
Everyone who ever cared about me on Earth thinks I'm dead.
Okay. Interesting.
But here I am.
Baltimore, that's where you're from, right?
Charm City. Dying is the only way of getting out of Baltimore.
So how'd you get out?
How fucked is Baltimore in this?
Died.
He faked his death. Yep, Daiko. Or she's just gonna decide to run away and go to Taiko. That would be fucked.
We missed a lot.
Yeah, you did.
Maybe waking up wasn't the best thing. Thank you for not letting me die.
Alright, this is nice.
Proud to be of service, ma'am.
James Holden. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Chaos has a way of finding you.
We're all victims of circumstance.
That might be a good title for your memoirs.
You already cursed like a sailor.
I can get to thank you in person for everything you did during the Eros incident.
Yes, this is
You're
nice.
a hero.
No, never was, never will be.
Miller and Julie were the heroes.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
Maybe now would be a good time for you to tell me why you're here.
Yeah.
With a Martian Marine and your own government trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to bring Jules Permao in from the cold. There are factions within the UN who are using the protomolecule as an excuse to wage this war.
Good.
I need you to take me to a safe port.
We're going to Io.
To find someone's daughter. Possibly, I heard. That's very noble. But I may have a way to end this conflict. I need to send a tight beam to Admiral Souther on the Agatha King.
Any tight beam would give away our position, and we already took that risk rescuing you. We're not doing it again.
Whatever happened to the man who risked certain death to stop Eris?
He stopped fighting battles he knew he couldn't win.
This isn't just about the war. We need to contain the Prussian.
It's coming back.
Make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong
It already
hands.
has.
You think that's funny?
Not at all. It's just that I've heard it before.
From
everyone, including me.
Yes.
I met your mother.
Bringing this up.
Lovely woman. She thought I was full of shit too at first. She's well. Happy for you. Happy you're free. She told me when you were a boy you wanted to be a knight.
That's because I was a boy.
It's no accident you're in the midst of all this chaos.
She's like, you're the main character, whether you like it or not. He's like, God damn it. I'm done with this shit. Like, that's the thing, is that like he can be done with this shit all he wants because he lost himself in it. At the same time, he has to care to a degree about what's happening to the Blood though.
The Secretary General has issued an executive order to apprehend Christian Officer Wrong on suspicion of treason. What? She was conspiring with Zhou Peimao. Her last known location was aboard his yacht, which is now the debris field you fished the prisoner out of.
Explosion shook us pretty good. Theo didn't get strapped in time.
No matter the fact that he was choked, but
he was a good man.
Shane. Now we only get your story. Where's Officer Wrong?
Maybe you should have called to ask her before you people blew up the Guanxian.
Are you implying that UNN forces destroyed a civilian yacht?
I'm not implying shit.
I'm telling you that that's what happened.
It's a goddamn fact.
Yeah.
Pathetic. Talk to Aaron Wright. He's the traitor. He's been protecting Jules Pierre Mao all along. He can tell you everything you want to know.
Nice try. Get some rest. You're gonna need your strength.
What if instead the focus was on defying fear?
Defying fear.
Yes. Choices that we sometimes have to make.
You mean the choices you have to make?
Yes. The necessity of hard choices, of sacrifice.
Sacrifice literally means to make sacred. Do you think that's what's going on here?
Yes.
That's good.
Sacred losses.
Maybe this war was inevitable. Maybe there was no way to avoid it. But you want it to be holy, and it's not.
And if Mars makes it a choice between us or them?
Us and them. How many of us? How many of them? How many sacrifices can you stomach and still tell yourself you're doing God's work? 100? 1,000,000? 1,000,000,000? We both know it's more than 37.
So you know precisely how many lives a leader must sacrifice and still be a good man?
0.
Yes. As few as possible.
Are you someone's dad?
Okay. Might be a weird fucking thing. If Zhou Piermao actually gets somewhat attached to May. That would be really interesting. Is she gonna appeal to your humanity that you've lost?
My daughters used to watch that when they were your age.
Are they here?
No.
No. You go.
Oh, god damn it. He's getting attached to
Did you
that.
see how Cattell jumped really
I don't know
high?
if this is gonna be a good thing or a bad thing.
Dr.
I
Strickland
really
says
don't
one
know.
day
This is
I
just
might
weird.
be able to jump like that. I hope I can. I want to show my dad when I see him.
Jules Pierre.
Nice to meet you, Jules Pierre.
Nice to meet you. Hey.
Incoming message from her, your wife and daughter.
We thought you were dead for so long, and I'm glad that you're not.
But I'm upset that
Really, I am.
you didn't say shit.
Milos has learned to live without a father. And a real husband wouldn't have done that to his wife. I'm glad that you have something more important than us. Because we don't need you anymore.
Alright, there we go.
Our rail guns are targeted, warmed up, and ready. All we need is for you to give the order to fire. Stand down.
Lean your foot back to engage it.
Lean back with my weight on my heel?
Yes. There you go. Now you just walk around like you're in pumps.
How do you know what it's like to walk in pumps?
I didn't always work in space.
This isn't so hard. Not bad, right?
I'll inform Mars to ready the white flag.
There's half a pan in the fridge if you want.
It's all right. I'm not hungry.
I realize that things ain't how they used to be around here.
Is he trying to save this family at least?
When you're on the Razorback, I saw you were checking out Tycho.
You wouldn't understand.
Well, you're wrong. I do. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still mad as hell that you gave that proto shit to Fred Johnson, but I can't help but respect your commitment to the belt. I wish I had your strength. The cheese ain't real, but the love that went into it is.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah?
Let's bond
take
a
this
little
one.
bit.
I'll get another one.
Thanks.
To cut out all the bullshit, I'll go first. UN Deputy Secretary Ehrenreich commissioned Jules Pierre Mao to
Okay,
manufacture
good.
proto-molecule hybrid soldiers. The proof is in this. It would be nice if you could decrypt and authenticate it.
They field tested one of those things on Ganymede. It wiped out a dozen UN
And we saw
Marines and
another
the
one
entire
here.
fire team without even breaking a sweat.
I believe Ehrenreich intends to use the hybrids to lay waste to Mars.
Show cargo bay surveillance of hybrid.
Yeah. Yeah.
We encountered one on Ganymede. It got onto our ship, almost killed us all.
We killed it instead.
Wait, you guys fought one of
We
those
had a
things and
weird
won?
plan.
How?
Burned it up in our drive plume.
Pediatrician is using children with a rare immune deficiency to create.
Yeah. We have everything.
My daughter's one of the kids.
I hope you find her. Scientists, data cores, a sample of the proto-molecule itself.
We
We destroy everything.
The nuke to rest.
Yeah, basically.
Speaking for myself.
I think you'd be inclined to give the whole lot to the belt.
They don't need it. Fred Johnson already has a sample.
How could you be so fucking stupid to give it to the OPA?
Don't tell me
He
about
didn't. I did.
I'd say cry me a river if I thought you could appreciate what one was.
Earth and Mars have the proto-molecule. The belt has the right to it as well.
In that case, we should know Kyle. I told you we want the same things. Maybe now you'll believe me.
Okay. And now back to this.
If you end this war, you'll be remembered as the man who united humanity in the face of first contact.
God damn it.
That's a legacy you don't need anyone else to write.
He's playing to his ego. And it's gonna fucking work somehow. He's getting really attached to this girl. Oh, he's playing the dad role. Oh no. Are you gonna turn human all of a sudden, you piece of shit? I would love it if it did, but
Everything should be back up and running in about 20 minutes.
this guy's gonna be smart.
That'll be perfect.
Wait, I'm fucking stupid, aren't I? I know exactly who this guy is. It took me, give me a second. It took me like 32 minutes to realize who this guy is, but I know him. This is the guy that was like the only sane person that Christian talked to like 1 season ago. I forgot about him because he was only in there for like an episode. And they kicked him out of the like table. Like he was like, I'm resigning because I'm not gonna make this decision. And now he's here. Wow, they don't waste characters, I suppose.
Laying a course for IO. What's an IO, sir?
Oh.
That's classified. Which decks are experiencing electrical issues?
Oh, he's smart.
311, sir.
He's fucking smart.
Episode 11.
He's fucking smart. God damn it.
I rarely agreed with your boss or her methods. She's a ruthless son of a bitch. But she's also a patriot. She'd die before betraying Earth, so talk fast.
Really fast.
Avatar made a secret deal to bring Jules Pierre Mao in exchange for immunity. He was going to testify that he and Ehrenreich had been colluding to develop the proto-molecule into a weapon and would turn over all data to the UN instead of the Martians. Ehrenreich turned the tables on all of us.
That means Wynn's been working with him.
Yeah. Even if he doesn't know
Azrael
exactly.
isn't dead, is she?
She got off the yacht with the Martian Marine. I don't know what happened after that.
Can you prove any of this?
No. Just have to take my word for it.
Ehrenreich sent a message admitting everything, and Avasarala has it. This war was built on a lie. Are you gonna do something about it?
Could you kill the lights again, please?
Tried to get the rest you said I'd need.
The Agatha King is now mine.
God damn it. Again.
Don't make me relieve you of duty as well.
Okay.
Of course, sir. Deck is yours.
Like, he still doesn't trust him at all.
Fire.
Alright.
4 is away.
What's happening?
I'm just checking, sir.
What the fuck is going on?
The fifth one fails.
We have a launch malfunction on 5.
And then the fifth one's gonna be able to retaliate. The fifth one is gonna retaliate and kill millions of people. There you go.
5 is away.
There was a delay. One down.
Target 1 is scratched. Scratch 2. Scratch 4.
5 shot! 5 shot! 5 shot! Incoming! Incoming!
We have a confirmed launch from target 5.
What is it gonna hit? What is it gonna hit? I assume it's gonna hit the planet, but it's just gonna destroy a city, isn't it? Can we intercept that? Oh shit! One got off. A couple, 1 or 2 or whatever got off. There we go. Alright. At least one city's gone. Probably several. Alright. How did that work out for you guys? What did we lose?
Status.
Impact in South America. Tip of Amazonia. Closest city to ground zero is Guayas Mayor. Total population in the blast zone approximately 2 million.
What happened with the railguns?
It was a power recycling malfunction. From charging up and standing down earlier.
Oh, fuck you! Because that gives vindication to him. I mean, it gives vindication to just don't do this, but it gives him a sliver of vindication to him, because now he's like, if we had only shot sooner, this wouldn't have happened. Fuck you.
Stop.
Sir.
Stop.
Stop what you're doing to the children.
He grew a heart.
You're on the verge of so much more.
We're torturing children.
Yes, he's right.
We're creating killing machines.
He's also right.
And we're still light years away from even beginning to comprehend that.
What we are doing is hard.
Yes, but
We have to be strong. And great men are strong. That's how they accomplish great things.
shut the fuck up, Tony Hawk.
Shut it down.
Is fucking Strickland here gonna like turn and droop him out? He's your funding. Like,
I'm not unsympathetic to the plight of Belters. I know the OPA doesn't speak for you all.
Save your breath. We're not going to be friends.
That doesn't mean we have to be enemies.
You might be able to fool the others, but I know what you're doing.
What I'm doing is trying to stop this war from getting worse.
this is true.
You're not going to Io to destroy the protomolecule. You're going because Earth doesn't have a sample, and you need one to stay in the game. The only reason I'm still on this ship is to make sure you don't get it.
You're right. We're not going to be friends.
Goddamn Naomi. 1.7 million and counting up.
We had a military option earlier today that would have prevented it, but there were risks, costs, which the Secretary General was unwilling to take. If only he hadn't wavered. But it's good that you're here, though.
Fuck you, Aaron, right?
He's going to need you now more than ever.
Anna, you're strong. Anna, take this hit. Tank it. You can do it. She's putting that guilt on her now. Fuck you. Would it be on her though? I think it would be. Because yeah, I'm straight up going back to check right away before ending this recording and switching to the discussion. Because because there was a conversation that they had, Anna and Esteban, and then he wavered, and then he stopped. Yeah, am I not mistaken in that? Yeah, then he ordered to stand down. So yeah, he's putting that blame on her, which to a degree it is, but also fuck you. Shut the fuck up, you son of a bitch. Alright. Discussion. Let's go. Okay, so I'm fucking stupid regarding that character, Admiral Souther. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Because we've seen it before. And, like, it's weird because, like, I saw that actor and I was like, I feel like I know you, but I don't really know actors very much. So I was like, yeah, whatever. Probably just seen him somewhere. I don't know his name. I didn't realize that he was actually an actor in the show and that he was actually a character that we've met. But yes, he was the guy that was part of like the UN table, you know, where everyone's there, like secretary, whatever. And he was like the only good guy in it that had like morals. And he refused to do something that it would have been like really fucked up thing to do. I don't remember exactly which thing it was, but he was the guy that said like, I'm sorry, but I cannot give that order. So then they were like, all right, you're gone. We're gonna give the order whether you like it or not. So fuck you, you're gone. And I guess he was relieved to the UNN Agatha King. I'm gonna write that down. The UNN Agatha King, and he's just the admiral there. He's running things there, and that's just what he's doing. And the Agatha King is also a shitty ship. Like, it just has power outages all the time. Just some shit just doesn't work, and there's just the good old Agatha King just showing its age. Yeah, sure. But thing is that I didn't realize that was him, and that was the person that Christian talked to. When was it? I must have been in season 2, like early season 2. I think it was early season 2, like right around the time for the Aero Station thing to happen. I don't know. I barely remember things, okay? I just remember things happening. I don't remember exactly in which order. But I remember that she was the one... Yeah, he gave her the information regarding Fred Johnson and what actually happened with the Anderson Station? I must have written this somewhere down at some point. Let me scroll back up. The Butcher of Anderson Station. Yeah. So that was it. It was Anderson Station. I thought I was confusing it with Anderson Doss, but no. So he actually gave her the information that Fred Johnson was an honorable man that held onto its soul after a really fucked up that happened that really wasn't his fault. So, that guy, we got him back, and I'm pretty sure it's that guy. Otherwise, I'm gonna feel really bad. But I think it's him. So I like how Christian is like, I need to send a message to the Agatha King, to Admiral Southers, because it's like the only person that she kind of trusts that has some kind of rank. Like, it doesn't matter rank. It actually doesn't fucking matter. But he needs to know. He needs to know what actually happened. And maybe he will be able to do something. Maybe he'll be able to help. We'll see. And I like that Cotillard is the one that got picked up by them. But also, Cotillard actually murdered that one guy. I feel bad for not knowing his name. Did I write it down? I don't think I wrote it down. Fuck it, doesn't matter. He's dead. So that one guy, the guy in the Jules Pierre Mao ship that Gunny kind of like forced him to help her, that was kind of meek, and he kind of, oh boy, shit's happening, whatever. Cotillard escaped with him. And then just go there, fucking murder him. He's just fucking choked him out. Just like, fuck, it doesn't matter. Like, again, I said at the very beginning of this video, characters in the show are usually gray at best. And that's a good old gray at best character that we have here with Cotillard. Because he's technically a good guy. Still just murdered that one dude. He's just still fucking murderer. And he wasn't even a bad guy. And like, he even said like he was a good man. I generally think that he meant it when he said it, but he was like, he was a good man. Still kill him because I had to. And I like that Admiral, it's not even Admiral, it Nguyen, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's Nguyen. I have no idea how to pronounce that. So Nguyen, whatever. That guy was very smart, very perceptive, and he just kept asking the right questions. And I'm pretty sure that this is the guy we have seen who is like the third guy in command on Earth. Like usually, whenever we saw like characters from Earth that matter, it would be Christian, it would be Ehrenreich, it would be Esteban, and then it would be this guy. I'm pretty sure he was dead several times. It was there several times. Sorry, that's something like that. But I'm pretty sure he was there in several scenes, and he's just loyal to whatever order he's given. Sure. I'm not sure if he actually knows about anything that's happening. I actually don't think so. I think the only one that knows is Ehrenreich, and he's pulling the strings. But anyway, so he's just following orders, and he's like, all right, all these people need to be disposed. Like, this is what's happening with Cristina Barcelona. Fuck her. She's a bitch. Whatever. Sure. Admiral Souther actually doesn't buy this. And I like that they use the power outages that the ship has in order to be like, all right, a power outage is going to go on this fucking, on this floor. That's where the med bay is. I'm going to use that. And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to force Cotillard to talk to me, and I'll learn whatever information is needed at that point from him, whatever the fuck he has to say, because he also did say Aaron's full of shit, and they were like, yeah, sure, whatever, funny. But then that stick to Admiral Sailor, because then he was also like, all right, I knew your boss, and she was like a huge bitch, but she was also a patriot, and she wouldn't have done anything wrong to Earth. She wouldn't have never have done anything against Earth. So I'm going to use you to talk, and to talk fast, and to tell me everything. And Cotillard just told him everything real quick, just like every single detail real quick, really good, really well. And then he was like, all right, we're good. And it's like, he just walked away, power came back on, he just left, and then whatever, Nguyen came in, and he wasn't there anymore. So he managed to just narrowly avoid that. But he was still distrustful, so then he was like, well, I'm still relieving you of your position. I'm just going to be the one in charge now here. And they're like, all right, sure. So that's what we're doing on that side of the story. They really are not wasting characters. This is a character that I had completely forgot about. I didn't think it would even matter. He's back. He's back, and he's a character. So I'm glad for that. I'm glad that we have another... Because the thing is that now we have this... Because usually we had focus across multiple places through different characters, which we still do, because as soon as so in season 1 we had 3 things to pay attention to, which were Holden, Miller, and Christian. Then Miller died, quote unquote died, I suppose, and we stopped giving attention to that. So it was only just like Holden and Christian, and we also saw some scenes in here and there. For example, now we're having scenes with Jupier Mao even, but like we saw several scenes just switching here and there, Fred Johnson, all that shit. Now Christian converged with Holden, and even Gunny converged with Christian, so it was a matter of like, okay, so now everyone is like together in the rosy. Sorry, Planos Contorta. So it's like, where is our attention gonna diverge now? And the answer is, it's gonna diverge to Ehrenreich, Esteban, Anna. Is gonna diverge to Admiral Souther. Is gonna switch to fucking Jupier Mao, even if he's one of our antagonists. Ehrenreich, I suppose, is also an antagonist. But it's very interesting. We're switching cameras from all these random places. Some of them are antagonists. Pretty much every single one of them is like super gray, and it's like it's very interesting what we're doing, and it's very interesting we're getting focus from all these places. So yeah, as soon as Christian converge, we made a new character in the form of Anna, and we brought a character back in the form of Admiral Souther, and they're gonna matter. So that's fun. I like that. I enjoy that a lot. So speaking of Anna, so we didn't get to see a lot of Anna in this episode. That's fine. We don't really need to see Anna in every single episode doing a lot of good things, though I would love it. But so what happens is that the plot that is going on the Earth command table or whatever is that they go, okay, we discover this like 5 ships or whatever that are ready to launch this attack. They're like high tech stealth ships that it looks like they're very well positioned in order to fire an attack on Earth if they wanted to. So then our dude here, Esteban, he's like, no, we're not gonna shoot them first. And they go like, if they shoot us first, then we're gonna lose. And it's like, no, we're not gonna. Mars is not stupid. They're not gonna shoot at anything first. They're not gonna just do all this crazy shit. Aaron Wright fucking convinces him to do it, though it did take a little bit. As much as he's trying to convince him to do it, because at first he was like, we're gonna find all 5 of them. We're gonna find exactly where they are, and I'll let you know when we do find them. And they did find them. They did find them all. So then, Esteban has this conversation with Anna, where Anna gives him the draft of the speech that she's been making, and he's like, this is good, but what if I want it to be more like this, about like making choices that we have to make even if they're difficult. And it's like, you want me to justify this fucked up shit with this war that you're trying to push. That is not what this speech is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about the unknown and whatever uncertain times and all this crazy shit that is happening with Venus. But you want me to make a speech about justifying this war that you're trying to push. And I like that. I think she said, like, the word sacrifice comes from the word sacred, and there is nothing sacred about this. You're just trying to make it sacred in order to make you feel better. But the reality is that it's not. It's just wrong. It's just bad. And she was like, what exactly were the lines of dialogue? Anna goes, how many of them? How many sacrifices can you stomach and still tell yourself you're doing God's work? 100, 1,000,000, 1,000,000,000. And then she says, we both know it's more than 37. So, okay, that hints at a past, and like the way they both look at each other, that hints at something that happened in the past. And it's like, it's supposed to be like, you did fucked up shit, and 37 people died, or suffer, or something, and you still kept at it. So it's more than that. The number is higher than 37. He goes, so you know precisely how many lives a leader must sacrifice and still be a good man. And then she goes, yes, as few as possible. Like, you cannot make a decision that will kill people. You cannot make a decision that will end lives just like that. Just trying to justify it as like, no, it had to be done. You always need to search for the answer that will, as best, not do that. So then the thing is that afterwards, near the end of the episode, when they finally take the shots, the fucking 5th railgun malfunctions, and so there is a delay on that shot, and it destroys the ship with the 5th railgun, but it managed to launch a counterattack right before it got destroyed. And I was like, we should be able to intercept that, right? And we kind of did. The thing is that was like a missile that then opened, and there were multiple warheads inside of it, and they all just started launching all over the place, and Earth's defenses managed to catch most of them. One went through, and that landed somewhere in Brazil, in the Amazonas, and there was a small city. Small. It's the future, so I assume there's a lot of population in there, and there were casualties that were rounding up to 2 million. Which is a high number. 2 billion is a high number. It's a lot of people. How many people are in my city right now? I'm going to look this up. Let's see. Population. What is the population of my city right now? Just to gauge it up a little bit. How much is actually 2 million? So the population in my city, according to a 2010 census, is 291,720 people. So it's like 7 times that amount. So imagine that. Imagine your city. I'm not sure how many people live in your city, but let's assume it's more or less the same population as mine. Imagine your city. There's no one else in that city. It's just gone. Like, there's just no one alive. Imagine walking out the street, walking to downtown. There's nobody. Now imagine that for like 7 more cities. Nothing. That's the amount of population that we're just lost right now. For context. Because it's easy to just look at a number or just say 2 million. It's like, well, fuck it, that's a big number. But you're not actually registered what it actually is unless you actually see it. So try to picture going out of your house. First of all, nobody's in your house. Nobody's in any of your neighbor's house. Go downtown. There's nobody there. There's nobody anywhere inside. Now imagine 7 more cities as dense as yours, and there's nobody in any of them. That's how many lives were lost because of this. Because of that one nuke that the god passed. And like when they said it landed somewhere in the Amazonas, I was like, oh, maybe it didn't actually hit anything. Because here's the thing, is that Brazil is actually like massive. And huge chunks of Brazil are, especially the Amazonas, there's nothing in them. Like there might be some very, very small villages, but there's like so many just nothing, just pairs of just nothing and jungle, that it was like, okay, maybe it landed somewhere and there was no one. And then it's like, no, there was a city. Might not have been a big city, but there was one, and it was decently sized because it's the future, and there's just a bunch of cities and they're all decently sized, so 2 million. And I'm like, okay then, suppose that's that. And the extra twist of the knife, the extra fuck you, was that at the end, fucking Aaron Wright goes like, what happened with the railgun? And they go, there was a malfunction with the electrical power because of the railgun having to prepare earlier, and then it had to go down, and then we had to prepare it again, and that malfunction happened because of that. And I'm like, fuck you. Because that gives vindication to Aaron Wright, and I hate it because it's not right, despite whatever the fuck his name means. Like, because that's the thing, is that like when that happened, you could think vindication on Esteban as well as Anna, because it can be a matter of like, we shouldn't have done that to begin with. They wouldn't have shot, and nobody would have died. But the fact that Aaron Wright asked that, and then they told him, oh, it was because of having to power down and up again, that tells, if you had shot earlier, this wouldn't have happened. And I'm like, fuck you, you're not right. Like, you are right in that one statement, you're not right in this action. Fuck you, because you're using it in order to say, I was right. And he not only did that to Esteban, he did that to Anna too. He literally walked to Anna as Anna was watching the news. He just walked into her room and he was like, yeah, that was really bad that happened. Do you know that it happened because there was some malfunction in the thing? That if we have done it earlier, this wouldn't have happened? Too bad that Esteban faltered. But it's really nice that you're here now, because it's really gonna need you now, huh? And then you just walked away. I'm just like, I wanna punch you in the face so bad right now. And I feel terrible for Anna. Yeah. But like, the thing with Esteban is that I'm like, fuck you. Also, I can tell that you're trying to not be an asshole about this, but I also can tell that you're not someone that should be making decisions. Because if someone like Aaron Wright can make you make those decisions, he doesn't have the heart in the right place. Like, Esteban is really incompetent. Like, that's what I'm trying to get to. I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's incompetent, and I think he is desensitized to the things that actually matter, which I assume would make sense if you ever got to be the president of Earth. But at the same time, he's listening to the one guy that he shouldn't be listening to. So fuck you. And like the fact that Aaron Wright kind of played to his ego and that worked, I'm like, fuck you. Do not think of this as that. Because Aaron Wright, essentially the things that he's telling to Esteban is, or essentially like, that was your moment. Like, people are gonna be able to remember you, not for this war, but like the leader that made great choices in times of uncertainty, in the times of like new alien form discovery. Like, it was, oh, this crazy shit is happening, and you would be the one that lead us into salvation. People are gonna remember you as that. And Anna is the voice of reason that is like, no, this is bad. Don't do that. But he ends up ultimately listening to them both. And because of that, the worst case scenario ended up happening, which is, like, if he hadn't shot at all, it would have been good. If he had it shot earlier, that accident wouldn't have happened. Instead, he decided not to shoot earlier because of Anna, and then decided to shoot later because of what Aaron Wright told him, and then this happened. It is equally as Aaron Wright's fault as it is everyone else's, but he's deliberately trying to put the blame on everyone else so they feel like shit, so then he can puppet them harder. Break them and puppet them harder. Fuck you. I hate you. What a piece of shit. I think somebody told me on Patreon that Aaron Wright wasn't supposed to be that, like, important, or he wasn't supposed to stick around that much, or wasn't supposed to be given that much camera time, maybe. But then the actor that played him did such a great job that they were just like, yeah, fuck it, let's just put a lot of Aaron Wright in there. So I don't know how that would differ from the novels, or if that would differ at all. Maybe everything would have happened exactly the same way. We just didn't get to see that side of the story. But I don't know. That's interesting. I remember somebody told me something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just repeating whatever someone told me, and that is my recollection of the thing that I read, which is already a different layer of perception of what reality was. So yeah, never trust me on anything that I say. Anyway, so I feel bad for Anna. I, to a degree, feel bad for us, but more than anything, I feel bad for Anna because she's like a really nice person and she's trying to do everything great. And Aaron Wright comes at the end and goes like, you know that this is your fault, right? Just saying. And then just walks off. Fuck you. Like that whole time I was looking at Anna being like, you're strong. Please take this hit. Please tank it. Tank this hit and overcome it. And I'm hoping she's gonna overcome it next episode because I know she's strong. She's proven to be. But it's bad for someone to walk up to you and goes like, you know, those 2 million people died because of you now. Just saying, really. Fuck you. So yeah, I'm worried for her now regarding that. But okay, moving onwards. Let's talk about Choop Your Mom. So for several episodes, pretty much every time we've seen him for like a season now, I'm just waiting to see a sign of humanity out of this man's heart. This episode, we finally got it. So, the whole... Well, he had a sign of humanity regarding because Julie Mao, right? He had a sign of humanity regarding that. Like, he actually did care for her, and whenever she was found, and she was fucking pro-molecule up and dead, he was, like, grieving. And that's when he decided to go like, all right, fuck it. Just fuck this whole station. Let's just do it and see what happens, right? That was that moment. And he cared for her. He was crying for her. He was like fucking destroyed. Thing is that since then, he's just essentially been playing the Jeff Bezos bad guy role for this entire thing. And by the way, did I hear... Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna look up the keywords Jeff Bezos and The Expanse. Yeah, I literally just look up those keywords and it says Jeff Bezos helped save the sci-fi TV show The Expanse because he wants to promote space colonization on capitalist terms. But ironically, the show he saved depicts a grim and brutal life for workers on Earth and beyond. And it's an article called Jeff Bezos and his billionaire space fantasy. So I don't know if he's actually a fan of the show. I remember people told me he was, I think, at one point. I don't really know about this. But if he is, he would be the Drew Pierre Mao, except that he never got this arc that he's embarking on right now, where he learns to grow a heart and realize, oh shit, we need to stop torturing these children. This thing we're doing is fucked up. He never actually learns that. Like, I'm glad if that's what they're gonna be doing with Drew Pierre Mao here. I'm glad if that is the thing they're gonna be doing with this character. But I just think it's ironic for someone like Jeff Bezos to watch the show, and I'm not sure if he does. I'm just saying that he does. If he does, it's ironic for him to be like, yeah, man, I'm great. These are all just characters. They're not supposed to represent anything. There's nothing for me to learn from these characters. I totally couldn't end world hunger right now with the amount of money that I have and decide not to ever. Dude, I saw a Twitter account. It was fucking great. I'm just shit talking Jeff Bezos now. I'm gonna do it. I don't give a shit about billionaires. I'll give a shit if you give me $1 million. And then I'll use like a huge chunk of that to give it to other people. But like, I saw a really good Twitter account. Yes. It's a Twitter account at Has Bezos Decided. And it's literally Has Jeff Bezos Decided to End World Hunger? ? And it just posts every day with no. It's a fantastic fucking account. Okay, it's posting other shit about other movements that are happening right now because we live in a nightmare that is 2020. Well, we live in a nightmare for a big number of years. It never ended, okay? But lately it's becoming much more present. But I love the fact... Okay, so the description for the Twitter account is Jeff Bezos has a net worth on $160 billion. The IFPR says that... IFPRI says it would cost $11 billion to end world hunger per year. So Jeff Bezos... Jeff Bezos decided to end world hunger today. And it's just like, every day, it's just like, Jeff Bezos has decided he will not end world hunger today. I would actually like this Twitter account more if you just posted the word no. Just no. Just no capitalization, just no. Period. Send. There you go. That would make this Twitter account better, but that's a fucking great Twitter account. I love gimmick Twitter accounts like that. I also love shitting on billionaires and racists and fascists in general. And what else? What else can we shit on right now? Just to alienate the part of the audience that is okay with that. Just to alienate that part of the audience, okay? We can shit on homophobics, on transphobics, any other sort of like biphobia, I suppose, too. Yeah, fuck it. Just get rid of all of them. That's fine. I don't mind getting rid of all those people. Like this, the only reason why I'm doing this is because lately it's just misogyny. Yeah, fuck it. Just everyone who's sexist, everyone who's a misogynist, just get out of here too. Because like every day I've been waking up and Twitter has just gotten worse. Because every day it's just like there's a new issue and there's a bunch of people coming forward about it. And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, we live in a fucking nightmare. And I don't personally live in a nightmare, but other people do. And I feel bad for them. And at this point, I want to do something, but I can't do nothing. So all I'm going to do is talk shit on those people that are the actual abusers and perpetuate a broken system that makes this to continue to happen. Sorry, I'm not eloquent, but yeah, At this point, I'm just doing that. Anyway, back to the Expanse. I do this a lot, don't I? Back to the Expanse. What was I talking about? Yeah, Jupiter Mao. So, in this episode, he actually grows a heart because he decided. He looked at May, and the first thing he looked at May, he just looked at May in like the camera, and he was just talking with Strickland or whatever. And I was like, it would be really fun if he actually like bonded with May, like he actually started to feel something for this little girl because it's Prax's daughter. Like it would be a fun connection. And then it happened. He just went to look at. Well, it happened because May was just like walking out. She just walked out of her room and she was just walking around and she just casually walked into Jupiter Mao, and the first thing she said to him was like the only thing that she could have said to him that would have gotten him, which is like, what was it? Are you a father? Something like that. And it was like fucking wow. Are you someone's dad? That's the actual sentence. That's bad. That's a bad. That's a good. That's like the exact sentence you could have used that would have gotten to him, and it did. So then the like nurse or whatever comes to May and goes like, go back to your room. And then Jupiter actually tags along. He follows them. And then even the nurse is like gonna put May to bed, and then Jupiter is like, no, I can do it. Let me. I have it. I got it. So then he grabs May, puts her in bed, and they have like a talk, and it's like, my name is May. What is your name? My name is Jupiter. And it's like, okay, nice. Okay, Jupiter, nice to meet you. Like May is like super respectful, super nice. And like, yeah, I think they mentioned the daughters too. Yeah. She said like inseparable, like some cartoon characters, and he was like, I don't know them, but I'm pretty sure my daughters actually used to watch them when they were your age. And she was like, oh, your daughters, are they here? And he's like, no. So that whole sequence made Jupiter Mao actually feel empathy, which is something difficult for you to do when you're not a billionaire. But when you're staring at this child at the face, at that moment, there's the possibility that you might feel something. So, and also because he's relating to the daughters, of course, right? Like that's very important. But the fact that that happened, I'm like, okay, interesting. Because I want this character to stop being such a piece of shit. Just like, yeah, sure, we're just gonna kill all those people doing random experiments. We're just gonna use all these child soldiers, essentially, and sell them to whatever army wants to buy them. Well, he's not doing it for that. He's doing it for progress or whatever. But still gonna do it. Like, it doesn't change anything. It's happening anyway. He's not giving a shit about these children. Now he is. Strickland doesn't. Like, Strickland can go fuck himself. Like, that guy is actually a sociopath. Jupiter Mao seems like he has been detached from it. And now he's finally getting in touch with it again. And he is having some thoughts and feelings that he doesn't like. So, when we're approaching the end of the episode, he actually goes like, no, we're stopping. Oh yeah, because there was a scene where the other kid, what was his name? I wrote it down, the previous episode. I think, was it Katoa? Could be. I think it was Katoa. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think so. Yeah, that kid who's the pro-molecule up kid, and Strickland confirmed that he's been doing it to one person at a time. So he's the only one that has been injected to that degree, that has like blue arms and legs and his face to a point and all that shit. And he's able to like super jump. He's able to like grab onto things. He's like super strong, right? So he just has like a seizure at one point. He just starts like, it falls to the ground. It just starts like, just spit comes out of his mouth and he starts glowing and his eyes glow and May is like super scared and everyone's super scared. And Jupiter Mao sees that. And I like that even before that they were like playing And there was a scene where Joe Pirmao saw that, and he was like, "I'm glad that the kids are playing." And Strickland said something like, "Yeah, it helps their levels of like whatever, like fuck you." But like, he actually takes the more human side to all of this that is happening, while Strickland takes the more like mad scientist side, which is weird because up to this point, Joe Pirmao has been playing that role. So now that he sees that, and even when they're playing around at that final scene, he's like looking at them, and he's like waving, like a happy dad waving at their own children, which again he's projecting, so it makes sense. But like when that fucked up shit happened, and he sees May's face of like terror, he realizes, what the fuck are we doing here? So then he goes to Strickland and goes like, we need to stop this fucking shit that we're doing. We're using these children for this fucked up shit in order to try to understand it, and we're not even close to understanding what the fuck is that shit in Venus. So like, what? No, we have to stop, and it's time to stop. And he just decides we're just not gonna do that, and he just walks away. Like, is that how that scene played out? The experiment is over, shut it down. He says that to Strickland and just walks out the room. And Strickland is like, like, I think Strickland's gonna be an actual character, not just, I mean, he is an actual character, but I mean, like, he's gonna be a key player. What can he do? He can contact Aaron Wright and tell Aaron Wright that Joe Pirmao is trying to stop the experiment. And Joe Pirmao seems to care about his like extended family, even his family, just family in general, which is being put in bad spots until he cooperates with Earth. So yeah, sure, he could do that. That could be the direction where that goes. He could also just like murder Joe Pirmao and just take over. But he's the funding, right? So I don't know how that would work. So yeah, sure, whatever. We'll see where that goes eventually, I suppose. Moving on from that, I just think that's like really good. I think that's really good for Joe Pirmao's character. I really like the direction they're deciding to take with this character. I think it's awesome. Now, moving forward, there was a lot of interaction for the Rosie crew. I talked this much about this episode at this point. I haven't even mentioned the Rosie crew. But Christian and Gunny, they're just there, and they're just like, alright, so of course it would be fucking James Holden. Again, you're the main character, so I suppose it makes sense, right? And so here's the thing, is that suddenly they picked a quest giver. They picked a crucial NPC with a crucial item saying, I need you to take me to this place so we can maybe try to prevent this war. Holden is like, I'm done. I'm fucking done with this shit. Which, to a degree, I like. To a degree, I don't. The reason why is because he was too selfish over the proto-molecule initially. Like, he was like, we gotta stop this thing, I don't care what it costs. Like, he was like so vengeful over it. He became super obsessive, and then Naomi almost died because of it, and all those people in the Somnambulist also died because of it, and a lot of other people also maybe died because of it. So eventually he was like, no, we're done. I was crazy. I'm realizing now that I was fucking crazy. I'm gonna stop doing that, okay? I'm done trying to play the role of the hero. I'm done trying to play the role of like, I'm gonna follow this proto-molecule and try to... No, I'm done. That's not a fight that I mean to take. I'm just gonna fucking go. Let's just focus on saving Prax's daughter. Sure, Prax's daughter, she matters. She matters to him. He matters to me because he saved us and he's just a part of the crew now. Let's just go help him out. Let's just go and do that. I don't give a shit about anything else. Let's just go and do that. Thing is that now he picked a crucial NPC quest giver, which is Christian, saying, I'm Christian of Azarala. I'm super important. I have this very, very important, crucial bit of information that would benefit everyone from just knowing what the fuck is happening. So maybe we can prevent this war. And Holden is like, I don't care. I'm done with that. I'm just gonna go to IM and try to find the daughter thing. That is a selfish thing to do. Again. Because he's like, 2 million people just died. So many people have been dying off camera. Now 2 million people just died. And it's like, Christian is like, motherfucker, I have information that might have make it so no more millions of people die. Do you understand that? And for you to look at me in the eyes, look it to the eye to those million people, like if you had 2 million people in front of you and you could tell them, I'm gonna choose not to help you, motherfucker, I'm just gonna go do this other shit, would you do that? And I'm pretty sure Holden wouldn't. I'm pretty sure if given the possibility that he might be able to do something that would change that, if he's trying to distance himself from conflict by pretending it's not there and focusing on something else. The reality is you can't run away from this conflict because it's too big, whether you like it or not. And whether you like it or not, you have a very, very vital piece of the puzzle, a key component, a key player in your ship right now telling you to please help her so they can help maybe ending this war. And for you to be like, I don't care anymore, is wrong to do. Because that is just saying, I don't care how many people die as long as it's not in front of me. That's bad. That's bad. He's not thinking about it through. Like he's again focusing on his actions rather than people's lives. Like that's the thing. He's focusing on what he did before and what that caused, and he's like, I'm not gonna be like that again. Which is good, but then he's also deciding not to help at all. Because he's like, I don't want to be that person anymore. And it's like, motherfucker, this isn't about you. This is about you. This is about those 2 million people that just died in Brazil. And the millions that will die further as an escalation of this. Because this is gonna continue to escalate. And given I know this conversation happened before those 2 million people died, but we're already at war. You knew it was gonna happen. You knew millions of people were gonna die. Eventually. So now it happened. I want them to look at the news, and I want someone to look at Holden in the eyes and say, like, look at them. Do you not care about those people? Do you really not care, motherfucker? And he's probably gonna have a crisis, and again, he's gonna be like self-centered. But like that's the problem with Holden. He's being self-centered. It's not about what goals are noble. It's not about being a hero or not. It's about motherfucker. Stop worrying about what you're doing and what you're not doing. That's not important. That's not the problem. If you have anything that may save lives, you do it without thinking about what the fuck you're doing. You just do it. And that was the problem to begin with. The problem was not the fact that he was chasing the proto molecule and trying to stop it. A little bit, but the problem was that he was doing it for vengeful reasons rather than trying to help people. Right? Which is what Naomi decided to do, and Naomi was right at that point. She decided, fuck that Caliban shit, we're done. I'm just gonna go and try to save these people in the Somnambulist. And she made the right call in doing that, I believe. But Holden was vengeful about it. That's because Holden is focusing too much on his emotions and what he's doing and what he should be doing, and he's thinking about, okay, what I need to do, what do I not need to do? And it's like, it doesn't matter. Just don't think about it from your perspective. That's not what matters here. Okay? That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say on that subject. Okay. So, okay, moving forward. We also had a scene, we had 2 Naomi scenes. And it's like, the way Naomi's going is fucking weird. So, Naomi, okay, so she has a scene with Alex, and oh yeah, we had a scene with Alex where his family just told him to go fuck himself. Because they were like, I understand what you said, but we thought you were dead. Your children have a live with the fact that you're dead already. And the way you treated me was not the way a husband should treat anyone. Because it's almost like we don't care. Like we don't matter to you. Like you don't actually care. Not to say that it doesn't. I think it does a lot, actually. But he did literally say, I'm sorry, but I found something that I enjoy doing, and I've been doing it out here, and I just love it, and I'm not gonna stop doing it. And fucking the wife is just like, well, I'm glad you find something you love doing out there, because we don't need you here anymore. It's just like, end message. So there you go. That's where that goes. And then Alex, as a result, he's trying to keep this family together. So he is at the fucking dining room or whatever, and Naomi is there, and they have this conversation where Naomi has been distant from everybody for a couple episodes already, since her quote-unquote betrayal. Well, yeah. And Alex is still like, listen, I'm still mad about the bullshit that you pulled and gave it to Fred Johnson. But the thing is, I do admire and respect like the loyalty you have to the belt, right? I do respect that a lot. And I kind of wish I had something like that. Like that level of motivation, that level of ideals, right? And then, he again offers Naomi food, and she's like, all right, I'll have it. Okay, let's have dinner together. And then he's like, oh, really nice. Okay, I'll give you this one. I'm gonna go get the other one. And then he's like, all right, that was really nice. That was a really nice scene, because it, like, I love Alex as a character. I really, really do. Like, my tier list of characters is probably like Anna, Prax, and those two are interchangeable. I will figure out later. We only had Hannah. We only had Anna for 1 episode and a half. But again, I'm gonna quote Rose on this again. If anything happened to her, I would murder everyone in this house and then myself. Like, that's what I feel about Anna so far. I think she's just great. I'm scared about where she's going because the show is fucked, but I love her. And I also love Prax. I love Prax so much. Immediately when I saw Prax, I was like, I love this guy so much. I love Sad Dad, and I love that he's so innocent, and he's trying his best, and he just wants to see his daughter, and he's just so nice, and he's also smart, and he's helpful, and he's just so not fucked up as everyone else in the show is, right? Because it's even weird, because like Holden is our main character, and he's fucked. Like, he wasn't as fucked early on, but he was so uptight and had so like clear like morals and whatever that he just went down that rabbit hole of like, I'm just gonna do fucked up shit now, and then and it's just like, you went a direction I didn't want it. I mean, it's interesting, but I don't like you as a character necessarily because of it, right? Anna is just awesome. Prax is just awesome. And then we got Alex, and Alex has been a fucking life-saving character for me. Because, okay, Amos become better over time. He really became awesome. Amos is like really interesting character, and every time he's on screen, he's so honest about everything that I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, sure, fair enough. Like, I like Amos a lot. Alex, though, is like the one person in this fucking cast of characters that is the only person that has tried for them to not kill each other. Like Amos is a fucking loose cannon. Holden is a fucking insane idealistic person that now kind of gave up on everything and it's still being self-centered. Then Naomi was good until she wasn't, and now she's kind of like focusing too hard on the belts. And I'm not saying that is something that contrasts her character, but it is the direction she took. And now it's this weird part of like, everyone is distanced from each other. Everyone just kind of just everything fell apart. Everyone's making bad decisions or morally gray decisions, and Alex is the one guy that is just sitting here in the middle of everything, going like, guys, chill down, chill. It's okay, fine. To calm down. It's okay. He's the only person trying to hold this fucking team together. Okay, and I appreciate that so much. I love Alex, and also I've been told that Cass Ambar, I believe that's his name, the name of the actor that plays Alex. I believe that's his name. I believe he also has like a podcast or some shit, because I remember seeing on my Twitter that Anjali Bhimani was gonna be on his podcast, because I follow Anjali Bhimani. She's the voice of Symmetra in Overwatch, and I was like, Cass I was like, that guy looks like Alex. And then I was like, yeah, that's Alex. That's the actor that plays Alex, actually. So I was like, okay, I guess suppose he has a podcast. And people have told me that he's actually the person that led the charge in trying to save the Expanse. And he's the guy who's just like very active with the community in general. So people have just been saying like, yeah, he's awesome in real life as he is in the show. So I'm like, okay, cool. That sounds really cool. He sounds like a really great guy. So that's good. That's good to know. It's always good to know when an actor is pretty cool, pretty chill, and especially like interactive with the community, you know, with the fans, without seeing them as fans necessarily. That's always good, being connected to people. Then, okay, so moving on, then we have a scene with Naomi and Christian. And this is a really interesting scene because Naomi's being so unbelievably unforgiving, unwilling to even accept that Christian could be a good thing. Right? Because Christian goes, I'm not unsympathetic to the plight of Belters. I know the OPA doesn't speak for you all. And then Naomi's just like, save your breath. Shut the fuck up. We're not going to be friends. And Christian is like, that doesn't mean we have to be enemies. And Naomi has like this cynical smile of like, fucking bitch. And she just goes, there's an old Belter joke. Do you know when a Earther lies? Whenever they move their mouth. Some shit like that. And Naomi is like, you might be able to fool the others, but I know what you're doing. Like, she's paranoid. She's fucking paranoid over this. And, like, I guess it makes sense considering Christian of Azarala is the one that is just leading the campaign, just saying everyone's full of just fucking fight those Belters, those Martians, they're full of shit, to fuck them. Like, she's the face woman for that campaign, right? She's been that before. And Naomi's like, I know what you're trying to do. And Christian is like, what I'm doing is trying to stop this war from getting worse. And Naomi's like, you're not going to destroy the proto molecule. You're going because Earth doesn't have a sample. That's where you're going to, Aya. You need one to stay in the game. And I like Christian's reaction to that, which is just like, she's not even staring at Naomi. She's just staring away. And she's just like smiles and goes like, yeah, of course. Of course she would believe that. And Naomi's like, there's only one reason I'm still on the ship, and it's making sure you don't get it. So I suppose that's why Naomi's here. Because Naomi, she maybe thought about going to Tycho when she was on the Razorback. Alex saw that. She thought about maybe taking the Razorback, just fucking going. Like, I wouldn't even surprise me. Naomi has been kind of a character to just stoke random-ass impulsive decisions before. But she's like, there's only one reason I'm still on the ship, and it's to make sure you don't get it. So maybe the reason why she even stuck in the ship, she decided not to do that. Like, she thought about it, and maybe she decided not to. It's just because Christian was in it, and she doesn't trust Christian for shit. So yeah, there you go. And then Christian just goes like, you're right, we're not gonna be friends. Now you should talk to me like that and say those. Like, it's not even that. It's just the fact that, like, that's what you think I'm doing. And I'm not going to change your mind on that, apparently. So I suppose that's that. Oh, yeah, there was even a scene at the beginning where Gunny saw the ruined Martian flag that Amos fucked with episodes ago. And she was like, who did that? And Amos was like, oh, it was me. And she was like, do you think that was funny? And he was like, well, at the time I thought I was, but now it's a little bit different. I like Amos' honesty. And I like that Alex, as usual, stepped in and he was like, okay, hold on. It's okay. Let's just talk about this. And Gunny was super reluctant to even, like, tell them anything. And eventually, Christian did, Abasarala did. And she just relayed all the information on the table. They know everything. All these people in the Contorta right now, they know everything. They all know, okay, Aaron Wright was working with Jean-Pierre Mao, and then we kind of tried to turn the tables on him, and then Aaron Wright took the tables on us, and now he is forcing Jean-Pierre Mao to sell him the Caliban so then he can lay waste on Mars, and like, that's what's happening on Earth side of things, and this war is entirely on him, basically, and I've been essentially exile and execute. He tried to kill me, and I barely escaped because of you guys. So thank you for that. But now I'm essentially exile, and I'm trying to stop this war from happening because I really, really don't want it to happen. I really don't want all this fucked up shit to happen. I really don't want all those people to die. And then they go like the Yuprimal shed, and they talking about the Calibans, and Gunny comes in and goes like, okay, so that's a Caliban. I saw an enemy. My team encountered it. It killed everybody. It killed like 11 Marines fully equipped, and like we got nothing we could have done. And then they just go like, oh yeah, we took one out on the Rosie a couple days ago, and it's like, really? And yeah, they showed it the camera footage, and it's like, how the fuck did you do that? How did you, like, 4-5 people take out that shit? And it's like, because we were smart. We fucking threw a nuke out, and then we just burned it with our fucking ship. And it's like, okay, sure, that will do it. We just disintegrated it. And then they just go like, yeah, we're going to Io because we found a signal of the protomolecule that is apparently on Io on like a facility that Jupiter owns, and that's where maybe we'll be able to find May, and maybe and protomolecule shit is gonna be there, and then and that's the reason why they're going to find the daughter. And like everything's connected finally, and everyone knows everything. And Christian is like, I hope you find her. But then she goes like, okay, what are you gonna do with the scientists and whatever data or whatever the fuck you're gonna find? And Amos is just like, we're just gonna shoot the scientists and nuke everything else. Speaking for myself, by the way, it's like that. Thank you, Amos, for your contribution. But yes, it's pretty much what's gonna happen. And then I think Christian is the one that suspects you're gonna take that pro molecule to the belts or something. Based on your track record, I think you would be inclined to give the whole lot to the belt. And then Holden goes like, they don't need it. Fred Johnson already has a sample. And then Christian is like, how could you be so fucking stupid to give it to the OPA? She has this face of like, oh my god, really? What the fuck? And then Naomi comes out and says, he didn't, I did. I say Crimea River if I thought you could appreciate what one was. And I like that then she's just like, we should just nuke Io then. Just fuck that place. We should just destroy everything. Like Amos did. So yeah. We need to get rid of that. So, like... Naomi is sinking rapidly down the ranks of characters that I can tolerate, even. Because, like, she's so stubborn and she's so refused to, like, not even admit things, but, like, try to even comprehend that things are not as black and white as she thinks they are, right? And given, I understand that, like, a life of, like, trying to survive and belts and all that might do that to you. But also, in this situation, it's like she's not... She's really being kind of a bitch at this point, which is sad. But, you know, like, I'm rooting for Christian at all points now. And she's just trying to deal with all this shit of, like, what the fuck is why are you doing this thing? So, well, mostly Naomi, honestly. She's the one that gave that thing to Fred Johnson. And, like, pretty much everyone in that ship thinks that was a stupid move to do. But Naomi believes it's justified because she does truly believe in the belt, and she thinks the belt should also have access to the nukes. I mean, I use the term nukes just like in general, just as like a general comparison to, I guess, suppose real life, but like they already have nukes. They already took the nukes for Earth, right? Fred Johnson believes that they should, but like Naomi's strong on her stance of like belters deserve to have something as a deterrent. I don't know because it's just like it's the argument of like, well, everyone should just have guns then, and it's like, what if we just don't have guns at all? What if we just do that? What if we just decide to do that? It's like that fucking the other. Is it true that in the United States there are cops in schools? Is that a thing? Because I read that the other day and I couldn't tell if it was a joke or not. I legitimately couldn't tell. And I read someone being like, oh my god, was that true? I thought it was a joke. And now I'm like, wait, that was real? Is that a thing in the United States? What if we just don't do that? What if we just have we just don't have guns? Why don't we just do that, please? Like, that is so ridiculous as someone that does not live in that country to be like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Honestly. Whatever, that doesn't matter. I'm getting off, I'm on a sidetrack. But I just think that the idea of just giving everyone guns and just say, all right, fight it out and we'll see what happens. At least we'd have something to defend ourselves with it. I think it's stupid. We should fight for the no guns. We should maybe try to stop that. Which is, like, that's kind of what they were doing initially, but then we got really sidetracked into, like, this vengeful thing, which was a bad thing to do. But now it's just like, now we don't care anymore. And it's like, no, we should probably care about people's lives. More gun doesn't solve the problem. It makes it worse. Because, and it really does put your character into question, because at that point, it essentially comes down to saying, well, I don't care if those people die, if it means these people aren't gonna die, okay? I don't care if, like, 2 million people die over there. That's not my problem. I just don't want these people over here to die. And they're gonna die anyway. Like, that is not gonna change it. So yeah, no, it's just fucking, this show's infuriating sometimes. But yeah, I'm following what's happening. Okay, I've been talking for a while. I think we're good with this for this discussion. Yeah, I've been talking for like an hour. What the fuck have I been doing for an hour? Talking shit of Jeff Bezos, I suppose, and on America as a country. What the fuck is wrong with that place? Anyway, I'm done with this. Yeah, that was it for the Expanse Season 3, Episode 3. Hope you have a good time. I'll see you next week. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching this reaction episode to The Expanse. If you would like to see the next one, it should already be up on Patreon, as well as full length. Check out the links in the description, including the Twitch channel I've been streaming lately, because I have a new ASV, so that was great. But yeah, see you next time, okay? Take care, everyone. Bye.